Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm your host, Jeff Howard, and I have Ren Olivieri with me. Hey, Ren.
Hey, how are you?
I am excellent because I'm talking to you, and you're in Toronto. I'm in LA, so we're talking through Zoom.
Yep.
And yet we went through a pandemic together about 5 years ago. So, like, talking to people on Zoom is really close to being in the same room, right?
Totally. It's
kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but it's true. So I appreciate you staying up late. It's creeping up on midnight there.
That's okay. I used to work in a bar.
Okay, terrible tangent for me to encourage because we're supposed to talk about your film and then have you answer 4 questions. But do you ever miss like the bar job?
Oh, totally, man. All the time. I loved being a bartender. It was awesome.
I was a bank teller all through college, and sometimes I just miss that. Like I miss that standing behind a counter and like having a different person in front of you to chat with all day. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, too bad customer service doesn't pay for shit because it's a pretty good life. I always liked it.
I had a ton of fun. I almost dropped out of university to work in the bar more, and I just got talked back into
and then
go back.
And then the bartenders who fuck up and buy their own bar or start their own bar realize how much it sucks to actually run a business.
Yeah,
it's just fun to be the bartender.
Totally fun to be the bartender.
Oh man. Well, I'm almost joking, but I'm really not joking. If you're ever out, the gala, we might need our own bartenders this year.
Perfect.
If you want to be a bartender at a film festival opening night gala.
Absolutely. I'm hoping to be in the gala, as a filmmaker, but
well, no. Yeah, you would not, do both. We would not. I would not ask if your film. Yeah, I wouldn't ask someone with a all access pass to sit behind the bar. But
I've jumped behind the bar to help out before in many random situation. It's just like I'll get in there and I serve drinks for a couple hours and then go back to the party. So if it happens,
I was actually thinking that I would enjoy pouring drinks at the next gala. Maybe it'd be a better way for me to meet everybody.
Yeah, maybe.
But the problem is if I want to really talk to somebody, then the next person's not getting their drink. And then I'd be a very terrible bartender.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Bartender talk aside, you are on this podcast because your film, The Trade, was at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival last year. December 2024. The Trade took home the Programmer's Prize for Exceptional Filmmaking. Great film. Funny, smart, original. So good, in fact, that people who saw your film at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival said, I want to collaborate with this man. And now you have another film coming. And it's all good. If people want to hear about that story and more, they should listen to the podcast before this one. And by the way, if they want to see your film, The Trade, it'll be a clickable link in the show notes of the podcast. So I think I've almost done a decent setup there. And now I can just jump into, you are about to answer the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which is just some shit I pulled out of my ass for the first episode of this in 2017. I thought it was going to be 4 questions at the end of the interview, like the James Lipton guy asking people their favorite word and stuff like that. But the truth is, we talked way too long during the interview part. And then like having the 4 questions. So the 4 questions became its own podcast because like the first 3 guests all went over an hour. And I was like, can you really have a 2-hour podcast? That's ridiculous. So this is the 4 questions episode, which means you will be answering. Name 3 films that you love. Name an underrated film. Name an overrated film. And name a lesser known film that people should seek out. I'm just going to hand you the floor, sir.
Now, I don't know how much information you want me to give about my choices, but I think...
Feel free. Oh, you can name them and you can say what you love most about them, or you can name them and see what face I make. It's up to you. We can play off each other.
Yeah, let's do it. I think, okay, so the first film I'm going to say is my favorite film is maybe a little low-hanging fruit for the average. It's called The Godfather. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's pretty good.
I've heard of it, and it is good.
Yeah,
it really is good.
I have this like special not only is it a wonderful story, like I love the way the story is told, everything about it. And it's a bit nostalgic for me. My father came over from Italy on a boat when he was a kid, and he wasn't in the mafia or anything that I noticed, but he definitely there was some cultural and some heritage stuff there that I got really attached to. And it really helped me and my dad connect. So it was fun to watch with him, and he would explain things to me and tell me stories. And so I got really connected to that movie over the years, and just kind of learned, I think, the art of storytelling from that movie to a degree. And then, so that's kind of number one, or I don't know if it's my favorite. I think if you had like a genre list, I'd probably, have different choices, but definitely, I've probably seen The Godfather more than I've seen anything. And, so that's going to be.
And specifically, should I mention that there's Godfather 2 and 3? But it really is the first one.
Still mention 3. 1 and 2 are awesome, but 3 was like, what's happening here? Like, I didn't enjoy 3 as much.
See, I piss people off because I think 1 is much better than 2.
Oh yeah,
I don't see them on par with each other. I'm not saying 2 is a bad movie, but I think 1 is just perfect.
Yeah,
and 2 has
I would
some
agree.
Things that bug me.
Say that I thought it was there was just some unique storytelling convention in 2 that I liked. The jumping in time and all of that kind of stuff was kind of cool, and a little bit of origin story, for Vito Corleone at the beginning, and how he got his name, etc. Like all that stuff was super cool to me because it happened, right? And it's part of the reality of those people who came to Canada and the US in that era. But yeah, for me, number 1 is definitely my favorite for sure. But the 3 I just can't watch. I honestly just doesn't even hold a candle to the first one or the second one.
Here I am, king of tangents. I'll just share that I had a young man on this podcast last week say to me he loves all 3 equally, and I said, "Did you see them all together?" And he said, "Yes." And I do wonder if there wasn't the awkward, like, decade plus wait in between, if it affected what people thought. But anyway, go on. What's your next one?
Interesting. The next one is I've always had this affinity for the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I just absolutely loved that movie. Harrison Ford's character. I found his his portrayal of the hero being kind of a little bit bumbly, and kind of lucky, and maybe he got lost fights. Like I thought all of that was kind of cool, and it was just exciting. And if you watch it now with the special effects, you're just kind of like, but it's like it holds up story wise, and there's a lot of stuff that I really love about that movie.
The story holds up, and the acting holds up.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to throw a mention to Karen Allen as one of the best ever.
Oh, I loved her.
I blame sexist Hollywood that her career wasn't as big as Harrison Ford's because it should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Marion, and I just loved Marion. She was so great.
She was on par with him in every way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. He was a great hero because he wasn't super duper.
No, he was totally flawed and made dumb decisions and tried stuff that didn't work. And, I thought that was cool. I just thought it was great. The early Bond films were, with Sean Connery, and you gotta love Sean Connery, but he was perfect. Like, he's like tied to a bed and he's got a saw blade coming up, whatever. It's like, and somehow I don't know, like
there was never a moment where we thought Bond might die.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just never a moment.
Yeah.
Not any of them. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And my third film, this one, it's kind of more of a comedy and a love story. The Princess Bride.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful.
I love that movie. I fought seeing that movie, and Raiders of the Lost Ark was the same. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to see it. I was like, like this. but
As a kid?
as a
Because it
kid.
came out?
Yeah.
Or are you saying you didn't see it as a kid?
I know I saw it as a kid, but I remember the first time I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't remember why. I think I saw it with my sister and my cousins or something like that. But I was like, it was okay. And then I saw it again and I started to fall in love with it. So then I just saw it over and over and over again.
Right. So the miracle of VHS basically made it your favorite?
Actually, no, it was in theaters because my father owned a restaurant. And the theater ushers would come to the restaurant, and I was like 11 or 12, and I would throw them a mini pizza, like one of these little, and I'd be like, and they'd let me into the theater. So my sister and I spent the summer, on our break, we would we'd work at my dad's restaurant, and then we'd go to the theater and watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. So we ended up seeing it like 30 something times by the end of the summer. For the price of a few pizzas that my dad paid for, essentially.
I'm probably wrong, but you probably developed a deep love of film as a kid because of that coincidence that you got to watch movies so much.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That should have been in your interview.
Oh, sorry.
No, I failed to pull it out of you. But it's okay. We got it here.
Okay, perfect. We'll just copy and paste. And but The Princess Bride was similar. I didn't see it in a theater, and I remember I was up I never even heard of it in the theater, and then I was a camp counselor, and somebody was like, "Hey, we want to play floor hockey or go watch a movie?" And I was like, "What's the movie?" And they were like, "Princess Bride." I was like, "Who's in that?" "Andre the Giant." I was like, "I'm going to go play floor hockey." So I didn't see it, and then I came home, and in the summer, around the school time, I was hanging out with a friend, and she's like, "I want to watch this movie." And I was like, "Oh God, fine." So I think I've memorized the movie now. I've watched it so many times. I've shown it to my kids. To me, it's just so entertaining, and it's so much fun. And, everybody in it is just so interesting. And I bumped into Mandy Patinkin in the airport in New York City once, physically bumped into him. And I just took everything I had to not go, "My name is Inigo Montoya." So I just went, "Oh, excuse me. I love your work." And I just walked away instead. But
which is actually that you can take that one to the grave. You should be so proud of yourself. You handled that so well.
Oh, thanks. I've met a bunch of celebrities over the years, and I'm like Catherine O'Hara. I met Catherine O'Hara in a coffee shop when I was 18, and I'll never forget, because I was like, my buddy was like, "Where are you going?" I saw her in the coffee shop, and he's like, "Where are you going?" I said, "I gotta say hi." And I opened the door and I walked towards her table. I could see her. She just turned pale, and she went, "Oh God," under her breath. And I went, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to interrupt. I just want to tell you, I think you're awesome. That's it. And I turned around and walked away. And she was like, "Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you. You're so sweet." And I just kind of backwards waved and walked out. And my buddy looked at me and goes, "What did you say to her?" And I told her she was awesome. And then that was that. So I know nobody wants to be bothered by some clown. So, I pointed to myself when I said clown, just for the listeners. So yeah, anyway.
But people really do. And I mean, I'm third generation Los Angeles, so we're supposed to pretend that these people, we're never supposed to speak to a celebrity.
Yeah.
In fact, I sold shoes at a sporting goods store in high school, and I didn't acknowledge Charles Grodin or Tom Hanks or a whole bunch of Tony Danza was
Tony
Danza,
Danza,
of course. But you're supposed to. But the truth is, saying, "I think you're great," and leaving it at that. Who doesn't need to hear that? Everyone needs to hear that.
Yeah, as long as you're not, don't harass anybody. Nobody wants that. But I love your work.
Yeah, and don't go to the film. Don't go to her. "I want to bear your children." But
yeah, exactly.
There we go. All right. Well, Princess Bride is excellent, and I will tell that's one of my wife's top 3. So I will.
Oh, cool.
I will share with her that Princess Bride got a mention tonight.
Awesome. I have a couple of honorable mentions, guilty pleasures, if I may. Con Air. I know.
That's the Nick Cage one, right?
Yeah, Nick Cage, Steve Buscemi, what's his name? Oh gosh, I've just forgotten his name. I can see his face playing. There's a whole bunch of stars in that movie. Like way more people who like grew up to be. I think Vin Rames is in it. Like there's tons
like
of
the Forsyth kid, John Forsyth's kid, isn't he in it?
I don't know. I don't remember John Forsyth's kid.
And then the guy who played Bubba Gump.
Bubba Gump is in it.
The shrimp boat guy. Yeah, the shrimp
boat guy. And then John Cusack is in it, and that's the Scottish guy that plays the modern day. He was in The Commitments, and then he played. And he's like the. What else is he? He's in a ton of stuff.
But it's a fun romp. By the way, I almost made guilty pleasure the fourth question, but instead I went with lesser known. So I love that you called it a guilty pleasure.
That's totally my guilty pleasure. It's one of those things like it's on TV. I'm stopping and I'm like yelling. I'm texting Con Air's on to. It's a thing. Obviously, Slapshot is another one. Best in Show is another guilty pleasure of mine. I could probably go anything by Tarantino. I'm a big Tarantino fan. So
well, I will just quarrel with you that Best in Show should not be a guilty pleasure because. That's just cinematic brilliance.
Yeah, it's pretty genius.
I mean,
the two left feet,
so fucking good.
Shit.
They make things funny in that movie that just shouldn't be.
Oh, it's so good.
And it's Parker Posey screaming at a girl in a shop about the kind of stuffed bee they have. That is one of the funniest thing I've ever seen. And if you'd read it on the page, I'm sure you. Well, obviously it wasn't really on the page, but. A sentence on the page shouldn't be funny.
Yep.
I'll be laughing about that when 40 years from now when I can't even recognize myself in the mirror.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like those. Yeah, I think it was Waiting for Guffman and what was the other one?
And A Mighty Wind.
A Mighty Wind. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So good. That's like that Christopher Guest. And his pals.
And they did that Oscar one too. The one about where Catherine O'Hara literally made herself look like she had plastic surgery by tightening her own face.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that one.
I can't remember it. I can see the poster though.
But yeah. Well, I suppose you're excited about. Well, you should be as excited as I am about Spinal Tap. The Spinal Tap sequel coming soon.
I actually didn't know that was coming. I didn't hear about it.
They got it together. The original,
the cast,
the original trio, and plus Rob Reiner. They worked out their hatreds. I've always heard that that there was not a lot of love between them over the years, but they worked it out. And there's a Spinal Tap sequel coming like now.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna watch it. That's awesome.
Hell yeah! All right. Princess Bride kind of got short trip, but all good. All right. You want to name a film that is underrated?
Underrated. There's a film that I like a lot called Thunder Road. It stars Jim Cummings, I think. And just a great story, unique character. He's really entertaining. I find Jim Cummings. I enjoy his performances and everything I think I've seen him in. So he'll come up again later, actually, now that I think about it. So that would probably be the one I would say, hey, if you haven't seen Thunder Road, give it a shot. Palm Springs with Andy Samberg is another movie that I don't think got a lot of attention, at least not in my circles.
That was a really good movie. That was
I loved it. I don't know what the box office draw was or any of that kind of stuff. I
think it might have gone to it. Didn't it go straight to Netflix? Wasn't it one of those films that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I just remember never heard of it and it was there and I'd watched it and nobody I knew had seen it. So I was like, have you seen this? It's awesome. I love the story and the way they tell it and the way they just kind of keep you a little bit away from, if you can't guess what's going to happen in the movie, I enjoy it. And I find like a lot of things are a little predictable. So especially now I think more like a writer. So I'm trying to think ahead of the things. And I find that, Palm Springs surprised me, and I love that.
It is surprising, and I mean, honestly, it's sci-fi comedy. Like it's a sci-fi rom-com, that's a pretty rare beast.
Yeah, I can't remember the woman in it, what her name was, but she's awesome.
I looked it up because I did want to call her Kristen Milotti.
Yeah, she's so good.
She's
funny,
so good. And she did that series. Actually, there was a series.
She was in The Penguin too.
Oh, she in The Penguin too?
Yeah.
Oh wow, she was in a Black Mirror. But the one I wanted to call, she was in a show called Made for Love.
I don't know that one.
It was so good. And she's the lead of it. And yeah, great show.
Yeah, so they were great. I thought their chemistry, it was amazing, and I thought it was just a fun film to watch.
Great movie.
He's easy to watch.
Great movie.
Yeah, and I really loved Baby Driver.
Baby Driver, yeah.
The music to me, and the way they used music, and the way that they used the audio cues throughout that film, like to me, they were really cool. Like how musical things like a car, like a wind up car on a table became, and a cassette tape, and just clicking, and things like that, pen clicking, all that stuff. Like I thought it was really cool how they the oneers and all that stuff. I thought it was a neat film.
That was a great film, and that was I believe it was very uniquely made. I heard from someone this. So now I'm just quoting someone. I think it was someone on this podcast said, like, Edgar Wright did a thing where they were actually, the editor was on set cutting things together throughout the day or something.
Yeah, I think it was the oneers. So because they had a bunch of really cool oneers in that film, and I think they had to have them. They had to know that they were going to work. So that's why, I guess. But yeah, it was great. Cool. I thought a very cool movie. Yeah,
I have to admit, I think Edgar Wright has made some really amazing movies in his career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting.
Okay, well, now I get to hear you go to the overrated question. You wanted something overrated?
First on my list is going to be Top Gun Maverick. I'm so sorry. I love Tom Cruise and all things like, all the things, Risky Business, All the Right Moves, go way back. But
yeah, you
honestly,
went back to the beginning.
Oh yeah, like early days, man. And I can watch the Mission Impossible stuff. Sure, they're all the same, but I can watch them. They're fun. They're entertaining. But yeah, watching Top Gun Maverick was just like, I mean, even it felt so. Why didn't they didn't do anything different? And I guess that's because the first one worked so well, and I loved Top Gun, but it was basically the same movie. So I don't know why it got the accolades that it did. Some really cool shots, like whoa, and mind blowing.
I can't contribute to this conversation because I opted out. I was like, they didn't make the movie for me. The movie's going to do fine without me. Not about me. I'm not going to insult it, but yeah, no interest in seeing that film at all.
Yeah,
and thank you for backing up my closed-mindedness.
Yeah, well, no, you were right. You've seen the movie already. It was called Top Gun, and it's the exact same movie.
And I believe I saw Top Gun in a drive-in when I was.
Awesome.
Was it 1984?
Oh gosh,
no, or 6? I think it was 1986. Yeah, because it came out my senior year of high school, and so I saw it with a bunch of kids in a car at a drive-in in the San Fernando Valley of the Los Angeles area. So you can't compare with that experience anyway. So
no, you don't want to try and compete with that. Forget it.
No, and I also we probably laughed out loud at how cheesy it was at times.
Oh, for sure.
It was a good
yeah. Like the beach scene and all that stuff was great. But this time they play football instead of it's like, what? Yeah. Anyway.
Now I feel, my other joke is I just feel bad for Tom. Like, I think he needs a hug.
I don't feel bad for Tom. Why would you feel bad for the multi-millionaire guy?
I feel like he's still trying to prove something to someone. Maybe himself. I don't know. Maybe. He just doesn't look happy. I think he needs a real friend. Everyone's just been using them for the last 40 years.
Yes,
But anyway,
yeah.
that's
Poor
just
guy.
me being a snooty asshole indie film fan who puts down he's the only movie star left, right? So,
Is he?
well, he's the only one who maybe can justify the budget of an action movie.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many more he's got in him. Shit. I mean, he's
Like if Will Smith, like I can't name another action movie star, like a movie star who, when you put his name above the title, it means they can put $500 million into the movie and get their money back.
Leo DiCaprio.
Sounds familiar, but
I think
I think
that's
he's
his
got
name.
some box office bombs.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. You might be right. Maybe
Yeah.
Is Leo box office gold though? Maybe
I don't know.
Chalamet's box office gold. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's actually a good one too. Yeah, he's done well. But he's on my list for overrated films.
Nice.
The Dune
Okay,
stuff.
we're well. Okay, so you got your first overrated in. I was gonna share though that when I was a young person involved in film, all my friends who were writers, I would say, "Are you writing a Tom Cruise movie?" And they'd be like, "What do you mean?" I'd be like, and because this was like the '90s, I'm like, "It is a star system, and you have to write something that Tom Cruise could be the lead in, so that your film might have a chance because all the studios care about is star vehicles. So write for the biggest star in the world, and then if it goes to Will Smith or someone else or Liam Neeson, whatever, it'll go down the action hero chain.
Yeah.
But if you haven't written a movie for Tom Cruise, you're not serious about making a living. I was that guy in bars in dive bars in L.A.
Awesome.
90s. 30 something years ago. All right. You got more overrateds.
Dune is on my list, and Avatar. I'm just not. I just don't get it. I'm not. Pride and Prejudice, Independence Day, like the films like that. I find that films where you're like, where everything works out at the end before you even start the film. Like a lot of the, you know what I mean? We kind of talked about this a little bit. It's like, there's a superhero, things are going to go bad for a little while, then they're going to be fine. Like if I feel like that to me is, it's like, I get the entertainment value, and if it's entertaining and you watch it and it's exciting, but if I really want to enjoy a film and I want to watch it again, and then I want to see new stuff that I didn't see the first time. And I don't know. And again, like, who the hell am I to judge? But those films never really caught my attention. So
Interesting. Well, some of those I like, some of them I don't. But I don't need to go through your list and needle it. All
Okay.
good. All
Cool.
good. And I've been holding out on Dune because I don't want half the story. They're making 3 movies now, right? So I guess
is
I'm
it?
going to wait till the third comes out and then watch. I thought I was going to watch both, but then supposedly there's still more. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
I like Timothy Chalamet and I forgot her name. She was in Challengers, which I really didn't like. But that's okay. Like the Timothy Chalamet and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I thought he was amazing. So
I've heard people argue that he's the best Wonka.
yeah,
Even higher than Wilder, which is that's a hot take. That's a risky take to take.
yeah. I think as much as I like Johnny Depp, I think that Chalamet's version was more enjoyable, less weird. So for me, anyway. But yeah, Gene Wilder, man, that's a tough. Like what do you call it?
It's
Kumite.
tough. It's tough. But there is the factor that Roald Dahl hated it.
Oh well, there you go. If Roald Dahl hates his
it was just too far from the book. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The first one or the
first one, the Gene Wilder one
I was
was.
gonna say.
He didn't see Wonka as like a song and dance man, I guess, or something.
Yeah. Oh,
But whatever. It was the time. All right. There's one last question, which is a lesser known film that people should seek out.
Okay, so there's a couple. Again, I made a nice list. Leroy, Texas. Have you seen that film?
Don't know it.
Yeah, it's Steve Zahn, I think is one of the main characters. It's kind
I
of
love Steve Zahn.
Oh man, he's so good in this movie too. Like I don't even know. He's so funny and quirky, and just these characters that are just a little bit off center. And he plays like a private investigator, but who he's getting picked on by the cops. It's pretty funny, but it's a cool like kind of caper story, which I enjoy. So I think if people want a good watch, some unique characters, they should check that out for sure. This next film was I don't actually remember the guy who wrote it, but the guy who wrote it was a drummer in a punk rock band, and he made a short film that I think was shown in Cincinnati, and then somebody liked it so much that they mortgaged their house to like fund the feature. So it's called Last Stop in Yuma County. And it's got Jim Cummings in it. It was shot in LA. I actually shot in the cafe that they shot in. I shot a NOS film there, that NOS film I mentioned. Really cool.
I made a face when you said that because I think our festival got a documentary submitted about the guy who mortgaged his house.
Oh, cool.
I think so. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either of your lesser knowns. So yeah,
you
Last Stop Yuma County.
Yeah, they're both kind of filled with tension and good characters, unique characters, and I would say underrated actors. And I think they're both great. What else do I have here?
Well, I pulled it up on IMDb, and the writer-director is Francis Galuppi.
Cool.
If someone wanted him mentioned, whatever.
There he is. Yeah. Hi, Francis, if you're listening. Shall I keep going?
If you guys, sure. You got more?
I got lots. Have you heard of Lake George?
That rings a bell, but I can't name it.
It's a movie. The woman who's in Carrie Coon, she's in this season of
White Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah, White Lotus. Her and Shea Wingingham or something like that. He was in he was the brother cop in Boardwalk Empire. He's like a really kind of serious guy all the time. It's an interesting story. There's like I don't know how to describe it. It's this guy, he's like does stuff for the mob, but not bad stuff. And the mob guy's got a girlfriend, and then everything gets all complicated, and it's great. I think it's really fun.
Well, I have to help people out for a moment. I just typed it into IMDb, and there's a Lake George 2024, and that you're talking about, and then in 2025, another film called Lake George.
Oh,
so you want the 2024 Lake George, which yes is starring Shea Wiggum and Carrie Coon. I think Carrie Coon is so great.
Oh, she's great. She's so fun to watch. She's and their chemistry is really good, and they have this weird kind of vibe with each other, but and combative relationship, but it's really fun. I think people will like it.
I loved when he was the brother on Boardwalk Empire.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Buscemi's brother, yeah.
Yeah, super intense. I mean, that's pretty much it. Rebel Ridge is another one that I really liked. It's kind of like a modern day Rambo, but Aaron Pierre and Don Johnson is in it. Don Johnson plays like a cop. Excuse me. And I think it's great. But again, like kind of action-y, tension, really great action in that movie, actually. None of the other ones have any action in them at all. But yeah, Rebel Ridge is if you're looking for like a modern, it's like, I would call it a modern day Rambo, to be honest, but lots of good action in it.
Very cool. All right. I've heard of the Don Johnson.
Yeah. Miami Vice. Loved that show when I was a kid.
I never saw it.
You never watched Miami Vice?
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I was a punk rock listening. I didn't want to watch stuff that everyone else was watching. So when Miami Vice came out, I just shut my closed-minded teenage brain to it and was like, I'm not going to watch that.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's Don Johnson with his rolled up sleeves on his blazers and stuff. It was awesome. I
The
don't think
most
it holds
important
up.
thing is Frank Zappa was on an episode. That's pretty
That's
good.
right. And Ted Nugent was on an episode.
And Glenn Fry. And
yeah,
see, I know these music stars who are on it, even
Yeah.
though I never saw an episode. How twisted is that? That shows that shows what it's like to be part of a culture.
yeah, totally.
All right, well, excellent. Well, that is a very thorough list. I appreciate it. And man, a couple movies to see. I definitely want to see the Steve Zahn one.
Yeah,
I'm
you'd
always
like it.
reminded how great. I have to mention that he shows up in that show on Apple TV Plus, Silo.
Okay.
And when he shows up in season 2, I'm like, oh man, he is so good. Like he's just so unique, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. The shade I threw at Al Pacino previously, where like he's always out. Like Steve Zahn, somehow he's different every time, even though his voice is the same, and you know what I mean? Like I can't even put my finger on why Steve Zahn is so amazing on camera, but he just
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this then.
Excellent. All right. I will wrap us up. Because these the 4 questions, the purpose of the 4 questions episode is so it's a little, shorter than the interview. But we like talking.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous combo. All right, so people should watch Ren's film. This was Ren Olivieri on the Discover Indie Film podcast. There's a clickable link in the show notes to watch Ren's film. Excuse me. I almost coughed. The Trade. So people should watch The Trade. And I don't actually type out. When this podcast was new, I would type out the 4 questions answers so people could read them. But now people just have to listen and write it down for themselves.
This is too many.
No cheat codes. But so people can enjoy your list. And there will be links to any social media or websites you want linked to. And now I will finish by thanking you, Ren, for being on the podcast. And I will thank everyone who's listening. Like and subscribe, write reviews, be kind, blah, blah, blah. If you want to learn more about this podcast, go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIFWins. I didn't say this in Ren's interview podcast, but I have personally quit social media except for Blue Sky because it's so damn quiet there. It doesn't occupy any of my time. So if you write to Discover Indie Film, if you go to at DIFWins on any social media, you'll be responded to by the producer of this podcast, Karina Wolf. Not me, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm the Blue Sky guy. So there you go. And that's discoverindiefilm.com. If you go to discoverindiefilm.org, that's the website for the nonprofit that runs 2 film festivals in the Los Angeles area. Both festivals are on the Film Freeway Top 100 Best Reviewed list, 2 out of 100, out of 14,000 in the world. So there you go. So you should go to discoverindiefilm.org and learn more. Ren's film, The Trade, did play at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival last year in 2024. If you want to learn more about that festival that we hold every year, and this year's the 10th anniversary, go to ShermanOaksFF.com, and it's at ShermanOaksFF on social media. It's Sister Festival that we hold every June, and of course this June is the 10th for that. Film Invasion Los Angeles. You just go to filminvasionla.com, and it's at filminvasionla on social media. And I call those 2 sister festivals. They've got a cousin. Their cousin's going to be born in January 2026 in Lima, Peru. We're going to have Film Invasion Lima. Very excited about that. Woo. And, I don't know if The Trade is played in South America yet, but those emails you're not getting from me? You got an email from me, I think this morning. It might be in your junk.
I'll take a look.
We're giving you 50% off for all Sherman Oaks Film Festival and Film Invasion LA alumni got sent a massive discount to just because we don't know how many local films we're gonna have submitted down in Lima, Peru. So
Right.
I figured we'd give all our alumni a really cheap entry to I'll tell you when we stop recording, but let's just say It's not as expensive to book a theater in Lima, Peru as it is in Los Angeles, California. I'll tell you that. So
I'll bet.
so the submission fees are much lower for it, but we're still giving a discount to our alumni. So anyway, Ren, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you everyone for listening.